question that somewhat is consistent to how I started this presentation, right? And that is the scanner is not a device, it's not a product, all right? You're looking from the perspective that it must have the same PV as a consumable product. The real meat, if you will, to grow your business, to be able to become a sustainable and incremental, maybe I'm looking for a better word, but nonetheless, increasing revenue from a volume from you guys, it has to come from the consumables, and those consumables have very good PV. All right.
Right. I totally agree, Joe. I
Yeah.
mean,
Yeah.
this device is just a lead in to all the sale of the product.
Exactly. Right. So we cannot, I mean, if the first criteria or first lesson that we learned 10 years ago when we did the biophotonic scanner was the fact that the price was too high. If we start using the consumable PV, and I don't know, they're being discussed. I don't know what the eventually. I'm just saying, if you use a consumable one, let's say 1-to-1 or whatever it is, you're going to price this lead in, as you call it, out of people. Your story is going to be very distracting, in my mind. You know.
Mm-hmm.
That's really what I think. You know. Yeah. I've seen. Yeah, many of the people here, Pat, you know, I was just scrolling through, it's game changer. Okay, great. But then I'll push back on some of you saying that, right? I assume because you use that word, you know exactly how to translate that phrase, game changer, to get more people into your organization. All right. If I put myself that in if I'm doing my job or whatever, if I'm explaining myself correctly to all of you, you know, or whatever it is, if you cannot elaborate on it, then I think I'm also not as effective as I want to be for all of you. You know. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Because I'm looking at it really, hopefully, in a way, very objectively and playing devil's advocate a little bit here, you know, and say, okay, with biophotonic scanner, first thing, many of you, maybe in this room, would say, well, yeah, it's okay. You can measure antioxidant. It's still the same thing, though. Well, no. That's why, you know, that Raman database help us to translate the antioxidant score to something that anybody can appreciate better, and that is nutritional health, right? Frankly, if I come to you and I say, well, Pat, you know, I can really tell you what your antioxidant score is. Huh? What is the antioxidant score now? Can you explain to me why is it so important? I have to go into a very technical, I can, but I have to spend a lot of time. I'm putting, you know, with that one, I'm putting the cart before the horse. Okay. I'm bringing the horse to in front of the cart and say, you know, in the elevator or lift, I would say, well, how about, would you be interested in learning a bit more about nutritional health through a technology that this company will be launching or coming out soon? Then you can go into your antioxidant story. That's my argument. You know, then I say, okay, I got your attention in a way, right? Then I can tell you, you know how we do it? Then you go to the how. But if you start out with the how, I'm not sure that every day a person, unless you're, you know, an idiotic scientist like me who likes to look at the technical stuff and so on, then okay, yeah, I know it's important, but how many people, frankly? I think by now, after 10 years, maybe you can get a significant number of people appreciating antioxidants, if you will. But generally, I think nutritional health, I can almost guarantee people are way more understanding that term than anything else.
So what are you saying is, Joe, is that with this Prysm device, you have some idea of where you stand in all the different categories of nutrition, like the
Yeah,
brain
yeah,
health.
yeah.
So not just carotenoids. I mean,
No,
you branch into other
carbohydrates.
areas.
Okay. But the way to look at it, maybe I'll give you an analogy, right? Yes, it is measuring carotenoid, but because of our Raman database, we have converted that carotenoid to be a biomarker of nutritional health. Okay, just like the cholesterol measurement in the blood, in the disease world, or in the doctor's world, or whatever. Okay, that has become a very well accepted biomarker of cardiovascular disease. All right. Here, I think our claim to be, since we are not a drug company and so on and so on, we are staying on the side of nutrition. Up to this point, it's awfully difficult to know what is good nutrition. The only way you think you're getting good nutrition is that you don't feel hungry.
Okay.
That's not good enough.
Yeah, it's interesting. I mean,
Right?
you're saying that we're still measuring carotenoids, but we can from this reading of carotenoids, we can extrapolate to other parts of the nutrition that you're getting.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. This is the bill that we're going to have. Now, remember, sometimes I show you what I call the butt chart, the progression of our science and so on. Why do we do science? The kind of thing is because we discover new things and more things as we go along. And you may have missed the importance of what I sort of hinted at. This is the first time. People talk about biohacking the body. It's a very good a narrative, but nobody has been able to do it with a device that can biohack in 30 seconds and give you a value how well the body is performing or in a way behaving nutritionally.
I see. Well, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, I forgot what I wanted to ask you. I didn't mind.
Yeah.
What was my question? Oh, okay. Would this device suggest products?
Yes, we can too.
Okay, so if you're deficient in certain areas, it's okay. We have a product, XYZ that may help you. Would it do that too?
Say that again, Pat.
No. So if I put my finger on the Prism, and then
Yes.
I got a reading. Would it recommend? Okay, from this reading, I suggest you take this kind of product. What? No, Pharmanex products, of course. Would that be able to do that?
Yes, and especially when it's aided by some questions or some interest by that person. They say, oh, I really want something for my eyes, for example. I'll just use that as an example, right?
Okay.
Then you can steer him towards the eye formula or something like that, right? But if you say, wait, I'm really not that active even after I'm eating and so on and so forth, and I just don't feel overall energetic and so on, then maybe you have to go for Life Pack,
Okay.
that kind of thing, right? And and then if it's the skin, you sort of say, well, I mean, carotenoids. I mean, this is interesting. Carotenoid is the natural sunblock that that is why they accumulate so well in the skin.
Mm.
Okay.
Hmm.
So, and therefore, I mean, if it's lacking there, there's a good chance that the skin also would need some help, supplementation. And then you can talk about the Lumi Spa, you can talk about the one, whichever one, that you wish to promote and help with a consumable. It's very broad. It's very broad. I think
Okay.
it's just,
Okay.
yeah, it's just,
Yeah, yeah.
uh,
What I'm saying it's not limited to antioxidants or whatever. You
yeah.
know, it will suggest a broad spectrum of products or whatever, depending on what the readings are. Okay. You're looking at the questions, comments, I assume.
Yeah, I'm sort of looking at some of the quite a few. um, what was the other thing I wanted to say? Oh, really, in a way, right? What I'm and this is what I'm proposing, right? In a sense, and I think it's sort of, I think in a way, it could be convincing. I think what we are measuring here is actually another vital sign of the body systems, except
Mm-hmm.
it's this vital sign is more just like a physician would be using a stethoscope to measure the heartbeats and so on and so forth, right? And the lungs and whatever. And they use the oximeter, the thing that when you go for surgery, you stick your finger in that little thing, that measure how much oxygen the
Heart,
blood is carrying
heartbeat,
around. Yeah, the
yeah,
oximeter, and so on
oxygen
and so
level.
forth. Yeah,
Yeah.
all these things are more into those vital signs. Here, I think we are measuring one of the nutritional vital signs.
Mm. Okay. Yeah. Wow. Well, okay.
Okay.
Let's see. It's almost an hour. Well, I don't know.
Okay. All right.
Does anyone have any more questions for Joe? Like I said, you should do this. Come back and do this more often. I'm sure a lot of us on this call here will have problems sleeping tonight. This is very exciting, Joe.
I'm hoping so. Right. But make sure that your excitement does translate to you focusing on building your organization again. All right.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
Yeah. It's really that. It's a brave new opportunity, to quote somebody.
Well, okay. My request is hurry up and mass produce this thing.
Yeah, we're trying very hard. Yeah.
I'm sure everybody would agree with me on that one,
Yep.
right? Make this available before the end of this year rather than next year,
Yeah.
right, guys?
Patrick, I have a question. Hello, Dr. Chang. Nice to meet you. You mentioned while you were talking with it's compatible with the iPhone. Is there a possibility also to have a compatibility with the Android systems?
Oh yeah. I'm sorry I didn't mention that, but yeah, whenever we use the iPhone, it's just so common in the US, right? But we always were going to have an Android version because all our Greater China folks, they're quite Android focused too. So we have to take that into account. Yes, absolutely.
And the second and last question, will the device give us advices for products we don't have in Europe or in other regions? Or will it give advices for the region where you are in?
No.
I think of one special.
Yeah, it can be. It will be adjusted or market adjusted, if you will,
Okay,
to your region. Yeah.
thank you.
Joe, can I ask a quick question? Victor here. Just a quick question about the problems you might have with the FDA. Are you steering clear of everything because you are a physician and you obviously would like to make health an issue here? Are we not dangerously getting close to getting problems with the FDA is my question.
Over the last hour, Victor, very shoomy anyway. So, yeah.
She's in Tokyo,
Oh.
I'm in Toronto.
Okay, you're an interpreter. Okay, say hi to her. And you notice over the last 16 minutes, how many times did I mention disease? 0,
Right.
right? There's a
Yep.
recording. You can imagine, I did not actually say anything related to disease. I'm talking about nutrition. Nutritional health is not a disease. Okay, our products are nutritional products. The FDA has never have any sort of nutritional supplements. They don't have an issue with that. So that's why it's just about nutrition.
Okay.
And our legal department now, obviously, they're looking at it and so on and so forth. But personally, even I have taken, to the best of my ability, since I'm not a lawyer and so on, not even a recovering one. So to sort of say nutrition, I think I'm in a safe space.
Thanks, Joe.
Dr. Joe, quick last question. Key naturopath from Singapore.
Yes.
With this Prysm and everything, would we be going into customization or just referring to the existing product, portfolio that we have? Would we be
Yes.
going to customization?
In a way, it is, and in a way, that will be the next phase, if you will.
Wow.
Yeah, eventually, yeah. But the thing is, right, first things first, I want to make sure that that the narrative we are telling behind the Prysm or PSIO, whatever, is a narrative that you guys can actually go out and start sponsoring and building your organization again. All right? And other things will come, I mean, if it's really critical to say that this can help you personalize the regimen, well, that would be good. But I just don't want to add too many details into the fundamental narrative
Got it.
of the Prysm IO, right?
Thank
Okay.
you.
Yeah. Hopefully, I answer your question.
A question.
Is that
A question. Yeah, sorry. Hi, Dr. Joe. Question. Just to address the elephant in the room, are there measures taken to avoid our rivals from using this Prysm for their own purposes?
Yeah, the device will explode in the hands of our rival if they use it wrongly. No, only kidding. But we do have control insofar as there's some mechanism that we're looking at insofar as we can sense, we can turn it off, in other words.
I prefer the exploding.
Yeah, I'm sure you do, but no, we're not gonna kill any of our competitors. Anyway, yeah.
Joe, this is Shumi from Japan.
Aha, you are it.
How are you?
Good, how are you? Yes.
For the Japanese market, you remember how it was very difficult for us to get the biophotonic scanner into the Japanese market with all the regulations here.
Yes.
With this Prysm IO, encounter the same kind of problems, especially with the Japanese government regulations?
I hope not. After 10 years, after 10 years of understanding what the Japanese or MHLW, the Japanese Health Ministry, is worried about, I think we can build a pretty good case to have this registered well. Yeah.
Wonderful. I will have my fingers, eyes crossed,
Yes.
paws crossed, everything crossed. Thank you so very much.
Thanks, Shumi.
Now, one thing I guess we have to remind all our distributors, and you never make any claims. Otherwise, you'll get in trouble with the FDA. Don't mention disease. I guess the general tendency is to, we can treat this and treat that, Stay away from that. This is just strictly nutrition to help you feel better and live healthily.
unless we're talking privately offline.
Well, that's yeah, for example, this call here, you never mentioned, hey, I can help you with that,
That's why I love Joe's exploding hand grenades.
No, strike that. Oh, I forgot. This thing is being recorded, huh? So,
Well,
no,
I should say, I'm going to turn my camera back on. I should just make the comment that even if someone else uses our device to measure, they cannot have the supporting products to drive the growth in their scan scores.
You got it.
So I don't mind them doing that to show that their own products don't work. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does.
Because we have such high quality Q&A, quality control with our products through Pharmanex, I actually don't go to any other brand and I slam people when they are on other brands that sounds like our product, but doesn't operate and function and absorb like our product. So I actually don't mind necessarily, as long as, if they show, a blip of 2 points and I could come up with a blip of 10 points every month, that's the end of the conversation. That's still a Pharmanex win. So I want to come at it from the point of view of aggressive support and success rather than fear somebody might steal what we've got. Joe, I used to drive you from visiting Dr. Gerasi back to the airport at Stanford, in case you forgot.
Oh gosh, yeah.
That was decades ago, okay?
Yeah, Carl Gerasi, yes. He is a wonderful chairman when he was with us anyway. Yeah, I think, so Pat, those, obviously we haven't been able to even touch many of the questions or whatever. It's really useful for me if I can get a copy, a transcript or whatever of those, of the chat room conversations, okay?
Well, okay, it's recorded. It's been recorded, so I'll see what I can do.
Well, it's
Right.
recorded, but recorded, I'm hoping those things are included
I
as
think,
well.
yeah, I think the text messages are recorded too.
They are? Okay, all right. So I'd
Yeah.
sure like to have a copy of that. Because you're my first group, and I'm almost thinking aloud with you, putting myself in your shoes, if you will. And say, okay, first of all, I have to explain or justify why I'm so excited about this scanner. At least, even with or without the business, I think we have created something technologically, it's really game changing, or it's a breakthrough in that sense, right? Then I'm trying to link.
Fabulous.
Yeah,
this is absolutely fabulous. Love it.
Well,
Let me just jump in,
Thank you so much.
Pat, this is Rosalind. Okay, I've helped you record this onto your cloud, your Zoom cloud. So once you download the video, you download all the text and questions from the chat room as well. So make sure that you save it, okay? Yeah.
Thanks, Rosalind.
Any questions? Any questions, you let me know, Pat. Any question, let me know. Because then
because if I remember right, when I do the recording, there are 4 items they record. So I think the text message is one of the items, the text.
Yes, it's normally a text. So you download all the files onto your computer. You would have
Right.
the questions in the chat, okay?
Okay, all right. Well, now, one thing about, competitors coming with similar devices. Well, one thing is we have how many scans, those data should help us with our machine too, wouldn't it? A competitor wouldn't have such scanning data.
Yeah, no, they don't have. The thing is, when you ask a question, you should be asking a question and answer it yourself. The reason why I say that is our biggest competitive advantage is you guys. All right, you are the ones that are going to make this unique, because there are very few competitors out there that can actually be able to articulate what the device is all about. Yeah, they can measure it and all, but you are the guys, I mean, yeah. If I use a battle, I mean, two armies have battle, but I think I will always count on my soldiers, or new skin soldiers, or new skin leaders, and new skin generals to be able to fight that battle way better than the competitive army that have just the quality of their leaders are not it's just not there.
Mm. You hear that, guys?
So we're partners, right? I mean, it's it's not. I mean, the company can never survive on its own. It's not supposed to be that way. Newskin is, I've always mentioned to you, is a weird company. You guys are 50% of the company.
Yeah, well, Mike Grid and I have been with the company since 1988.
Uh-huh.
So some of you guys here in this group may not have been born yet. So that's how old we are, okay? And how much time we have spent on New Skin. And I have to say, New Skin is the only company that we've been involved with in this kind of business. Never tried any other company. Anyway, it's been a great journey, thanks to you guys. I mean, and also from corporate, like Joe being able to get all these great products and devices and helping us with all his talks. I'm sure all of us appreciate your extra effort, Joe. I mean, this is after hours for you, after all.
Oh, it's always my pleasure, right? I mean, I can't call you my friends and can't call you my partners if the least I can do is to at least give you our side or my side of perspective.
Yeah. Okay, well, it's getting late,
Okay.
at least for me. Well, so let all of us thank Joe for his great information tonight. And well, let me extend an invitation to you, Joe. Come talk to us later. You're along in this PSIO, okay? I mean, not in the next week, but in a few weeks later, when you gather more information from other groups, I think a follow up will be nice. In
Okay,
maybe a
but-
month.
Okay, here's my payment that I need from you or from this group, if you will.
Okay.
All right? You need to at least show me some signs that every group is growing.
Okay.
The magnitude, it's too early, no big deal. Okay, I'm only asking for a very small payment, and that is that you guys grow. Show me the data.
Okay. You hear that, guys? Everybody? Talking about passing the buck.
Passing the puck. Yeah, there you go. That was a good phrase.
Yeah, passing the puck. Okay, here it is.
Yeah.
But anyway, no, I'm sure everybody's very excited about what you've told us about the Prysm IO device, and I'm sure a lot of we guys here are losing sleep tonight, thinking about the possibilities and all the excitement this device can generate. So, well, on behalf of everybody here, to represent everybody here, I want to thank you, Joe.
Thank you.
You've been very kind to us, okay?
Not at all. My pleasure. As I mentioned, it's great. We'll talk again. It's no
Okay.
doubt about.
Yeah, I mean, after a few
grow.
months, okay? Well, okay.
Yeah.
All right. Let me put it this way. Everybody in this group here, listening in here, will promise to increase the volume. Just a little bit, okay?
There you go. Yeah. And by
It
any
doesn't have to be
degree.
a quantum
any
leap,
degree.
okay? I mean, just increase your volume, right? Would that be a good promise? Okay. So, like I said, everybody after hearing this should be very excited. All right. Okay. All right, Joe.
Thank you. Bye for now.
Good
Nice
night
talking to
from-
everybody.
Good night.
Okay.
Bye.
Thank you, Dr. Jones. Thank you, Pat. Thank you very much.
Joe. Thank you, Mike. Thank you, Margaret. Thank you all. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Pat and Margaret.